Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully this week we'll be having another set of recipes of how to cook. This week we will be doing sushi as requested by DigiNix or Gaming to Lose. If you haven't seen her channel, go check it out. Got a few things here and I've done a bit of pre-preparing. The things you will need is filling for your sushi rolls. Today I have gone for a few things. I've gone for raw tuna. You can get that at any local supermarket. I generally get mine from Morrison's because Morrison's have a pretty good quality of fish on their fish counter. Gone for some peppers and some cucumbers. You can put things like avocado in there, but I'm not a huge fan of avocado, and really with this sushi it's not a strict particular recipe, it's just the sushi I enjoy, and likewise you should make the sushi you enjoy. Got some prawns here, got some mackerel, got some fish sticks. I have made some Japanese sweet omelette. If you haven't seen this stuff before, on quite a lot of popular sushis you'll see like a little yellow square on the top. What that is sweet omelette. You make this by, well, I just cracked, this is 6 eggs. 6 eggs, 4 teaspoons of sugar and about a teaspoonful of salt. You whip it up, pour a strip of it in the frying pan, roll it up, and then when it's rolled up, pour another strip behind it, roll it back, pour another strip behind it, roll it back, and eventually you end up with this kind of brick of sweet omelette, and then you can just dice it and pop it on the top. If you want to have a detailed look at how to do that, I'm sure there are plenty of instructional videos on there that will be better than me, because if you had watched me do this, it would have been like watching a gorilla trying to use a claw hammer. Also, I have got some old favourite, got some smoked salmon as well. As I said, it's not strict in terms of recipe, but we'll show you some bits and pieces and how I enjoy it. Also, I have pre-prepared my sushi rice. The sushi rice I am using today, Yutaka sushi rice. I've used this sushi rice a few times. It's very good, easy to make, and if you want to know how to make it, it's all instructed on the back, and I made it exactly as instructed and it's come out perfectly. And I'm sure you guys do the same. Also, if you want to do that, you need to get yourself some sushi rice seasoning. This is the rice wine it talks about on the back of the sushi rice instructions. Really, if you don't use that, you can still do it, but it misses that amount of flavour. Right, some additional tricks and tips I found out over the years of making sushi. Firstly, you get your lovely bamboo rolling mat. What I do is I cover it in cling film, because if you don't cover it in cling film, you end up consistently picking bits of rice out of it, trying to clean it. It's not something that exactly washes particularly well. And with this, you just peel off the cling film and you're done. Happy days. Also, another item you will obviously need to make sushi, your sushi nori. Your nori is the seaweed wrap that goes round the actual sushi. We'll show you how to use that later. Now, what I've done with mine is, I don't know if you can see on the camera, it's actually marked out at points where you can tear it. Now, you can tear it by hand, but what I have found the best thing to do, get some cheeky scissors on it. It is much easier. And what I do is I tear off the top 1.5 strips, and I make those into various length strips that I will use later, because I prefer to make quite tight rolls. And it just works out a lot easier doing it that way. Also, you need to have a small tub of water, which you will see why later on. It doesn't have to be in a Mr. Strong, Mr. Man mug, but it does help. Also, I have got some sesame seeds. Again, Don't have to have sesame seeds, but this is just the kind of things I'm going to be making today. Sushi is one of those meals that takes quite a lot of time to prepare, but for me, the prep time is far paid off by how good the meal is when it gets there. So, right, and we are back on, ladies and gentlemen. The eagle-eye viewer may notice that I've actually just sliced up the mackerel, and there is appeared some maki rolls. That's because I've done a set of maki rolls for you, and the camera wasn't recording, which is really fun. I love doing that, but luckily for you I need to make a load, so it doesn't matter. So we're going to start again. For the maki roll, get your piece of nori, leave this strip along the top here, and you want to just get handfuls of rice without trying to spread too much of it everywhere, and just pat it down. You can be pretty slapdash, but you just want to make sure you fill up to the edges, and you want to pack it down pretty hard, because otherwise it'll just feel very hollow when you are rolling it out later. Now I'm just not being too precise, as you can see, and I'm just patting it down. Also, you'll notice that my hands are getting absolutely covered in this rice because it is quite sticky. But that's the kind of consistency you want. You want it to be kind of puddingy and a bit sticky, so the actual rice sticks well together. You don't want it to be too dry because then it won't stick, and then it will be a nightmare trying to make it like this. And if it's too soggy or too soft, it's just not going to make nice sushi, and again you'll have the same issue with it falling apart, but for a different reason. Right, just try and scrape off as much off your hands as you can, because you don't want to waste it, because obviously you need to make more sushi out of this later. But this is why the pot of water is here, because it gets the rice off your hands. And good luck trying to get it off your hands completely without the pot of water here, because the starch and the sugar in it, and yes, I said sugar, if you read the packet you'll see that you've got to add sugar into the rice after it's cooked, which makes it nice and sticky and gloopy. Right, so guys, here we are. I'm just going to pick up my rolling mat and move over here for a second, just while we cut these into strips. Now these seafood sticks, they're obviously quite cheap and cheerful, but they can fill in for crab meat or various other bits and pieces. And more than anything, I'm just using as an example for you guys. So I'm just going to lay it out down the middle here. I'm going to trim it off down the end there. I'm going to actually even double pack it, because there's nothing more depressing than having a maki roll. There is nothing more depressing than having a maki roll with too much rice and not enough filling. And because these are a bit bland, I'm going to put a bit of pepper in here. Now, realistically, you don't have to be too precise with how you're laying this. You don't have to lay it at a specific point, really. Other than, I just like to leave roughly 50-50 of the rice. I said roughly because that's not 50-50. And leaving this bit here. This bit here, if you imagine it, it's like the part of an envelope you would lick to stick it down. So now we've got everything in and together. It's a simple case, he says, of rolling it together. Now I'll hold this back and I'll probably give that a bit of a push and make sure that packs down, because the filling does come adrift at this stage. Now I'm just going to roll that over there and then roll this over. Just give it a bit of a squeeze. Now, I am most definitely not a trained sushi chef. So any things you see me doing now, I'm a trained sushi chef. A trained sushi chef tells you not to. Do what they say, don't do what I do. This is just my simple make at home sushi have a go. There's a lot of people that really like sushi that haven't made it because they think it's really difficult to make. And little have a go at home sushi like I'm doing here is quite easy. Now, as I said to you about the actual envelope licking stage, right, I'm going to give my knife a little bit of wipe down and put a little bit of water on it because the rice is so sticky it will stick to the knife as well and make the edge more dull. What I'm going to do in this instance, I'm going to trim the ends off just to make them neat. Oh no, what a shame. I will have to eat that. Also, oh no, what a shame. Obviously at this stage I am just doing some testing because it's very, very important I test it before the people eat it. Anyway, so we have our roll. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut in the middle. A gentle sawing action. You don't want to just press down into it unless you've got like a super duper sharp knife, because otherwise you'll compact the roll and it'll all go awry. And as you can see in there, you've already got a little bit of an idea of what the maki roll is going to look like. Mine's a little bit off centre, but you know what, it'll still taste lovely. Now you can see I keep wiping my knife off and reapplying the water because it really does make the difference between having nicely sliced sushi rolls and squished messes. And this is talking from a man who has had his share of platefuls of squished messes rather than maki rolls. Now, you can leave them at whatever length you want. You can cut them at whatever thickness you want. I'm just going to do both these sets in half again. And really the wipe down with a little towel and reapplying water to the knife is a fantastic little technique, honestly. And there we go. And there we go, guys. That is your maki rolls. They're really nice, really simple, little staple, and you could put prawns in those, you could put mackerel in those, you could put the seafood sticks as I've shown you, tuna, smoked salmon, omelette. You could put whatever you want in this. Make your sushi your own. Don't just cook it because someone says. Realistically, all culinary advances come from people trying something new. Now, personally I love the fact that there's fish in here because fish is pretty good for you across the board, and having sushi like this means there is pretty much hardly any fat in here. There are a lot of nice oils and things like that which are good for your joints, flexibility, and for many other things. Right guys, so that's our maki roll. Now let's have a go at the other way round. Let's have a go at a California roll. Now, California roll, I say California roll, it's not strictly because I'm not putting exactly the same ingredients in there, but it's the process of how to make it, and that's what you guys really need. I'm showing you guys how to make a base, how to do it, and then you guys can go off and adventure yourself and figure out what you want to put in and how you want to put it in so you enjoy it the most. Also, if you guys do go off and make your own sushi, you best get on to the Island of Rob Facebook page and send me a picture of how it got on. I've had a few pictures of your pumpkin soup and various other bits and pieces that you guys have tried, and it's really good to see. So yeah, just pop on there and send us a picture. Also guys, while I'm sat packing rice again, which is a theme of sushi, believe it or not, if you guys want any other recipes, feel free to ask. If I don't know it, I might have a go at making it. A few of my recipes, the flamenco eggs for instance, was purely from someone explaining to me how they made it, and I had a go. So yeah, shockingly, I'm not an actual chef. I don't know all this stuff. I find it as I go. Okay guys, sadly I'm having a mare with the old camera today. What I did there is I made it the other way up to the maki roll and put the filling in on the back, so on the nuri, so you turn it over so it is rice side down, nuri side up. Put your filling in there and then roll it around like you did the same as you're doing with the maki. Then you end up with this roll here with the rice on the outside. Now what I've done is I've got a load of my sesame seeds and I've just sprinkled them on the outside. That's what I'm currently in the process of doing before the camera screwed up on me. Well, it told me it screwed up 10 minutes beforehand. So now you just roll it around in these sesame seeds. So you end up with this. Yet again, same theory as cutting the maki. Get your knife nice and rice free, nice and sharp, and watered up. Here we go, right. Again, I'll lock the old ends off, just to tidy up. Wiping every single cut, because this rice today is particularly sticky, which is good for making the sushi, bad for slicing it. So now we slice down the middle here. Same as the last time. Double it up because saves you cleaning the knife as many times, and just means you get that nice even sizes as well. hope you guys are appreciating the fact that I am cooking in my lounge. I'm going to have to sweep up a lot of cinnamon seeds, a lot of sesame seeds off my lounge floor later on tonight. Oh, you are not going to be structurally stable, are you? Oh, there we go. Now, as you can see, guys, there's something not too dissimilar to the California rolls. Hopefully you guys are used to. If you're not used to them, get on that shit. Also guys, as I was explaining when the video before it cut out, the little post-it label section of the nori this time gets tucked on the inside and fills a little seal and holds it all together, and then you roll the remaining out. Okay? I would have explained a lot more if I actually had have showed you it on the video, but as I said, the camera hates my face. Right, this is my third and final type of sushi that I currently do, and all of the other sushis, bits and pieces that I make, say I've built off these three. They're just different fillings. This one probably is easier to make in the rice side of things, harder to make for fiddliness. Now, as you can see, I'm just chucking this rice straight onto my mat. No nori, no nothing. Probably put, if anything, truth be told, a bit too much. But we'll see, because it does compact down fairly. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick it up and we'll start to gently compact it together. Now, scrub on both sides, just squeezing it together. And you can see there's some coming out of the ends, that's fine, that just goes back in the dish. You can come in for something else later. Kind of pat those ends in. Trying to quickly get these sesame seeds off my mat. Next thing I'm going to do quickly is slice my sweet omelette. Now, it's meant to be solid, whereas you can see mine is relatively split, which you can see where I've been rolling it, it's just not solidified. That's fine, it still tastes the same, it's just not as neat and tidy. I mean, probably this one is about as close as I've got to kind of store / restaurant made. I'm going to get all this, stack it up here out of the way. That wooing noise is my door. It's broken. We call it the sarcastic door because whenever we say something, it goes woo. Yeah, exactly, door. Right. So here we have the next stage. As you can see, I've just taken it off the rolling mat. I'm going to quickly and simply just going to lay this all the way along the length. Now, Not entirely sure whether this is how you're meant to do it, but this is how I do it and how I found it to be a bit easier. So these little strips I was telling you about earlier, just touch one of them on the side, ooh, on the side here. Can do this on the rolling mat, probably would have been a bit easier, but I was too keen. When you get everything in a row, just roll it round. And then again, get to that stage, just make sure everything's straight. I'm going to actually slide everything up. Sure they're squared. Like a boss. Bring them back round. Stick down the envelopes. Or you can just tear it off like that. I can use my more precise knife for this, so I can just get down there, but exact same principle. Wipe it down, moisten that bad boy up. Run the knife down there. And there you go, guys. Obviously I've used far too much rice there, as you can see, in terms of rice to egg ratio, but you get the principle.
Now guys, you can see that I have created a range of maki, nigiri and California style rolls. Now, just because you see me using certain fillings doesn't mean you have to use those fillings. Please feel free to make all sorts of weird and wonderful sushi, and please feel free to drop by onto our Facebook page and share pictures of the sushi you've made. If this video has helped you, you like it, or you fancy asking me a question and making something else, or testing me and making me learn how to do something else, please send me a message in the comments below, and like, share and subscribe. Take care of yourselves, guys. Eat well and be your own island.